Good morning, dear students. Next concept is about company. What do you mean by company? A company is an entity that engages in some kind of business activity. Company is an business entity means it is an organization is engages in some kind of activity. So some kind of activities means like manufacturing activity, trading activity or assembling activity, transportation, service. These all are the activities are engaged in company. So the company mean it is an entity that engages in some kind of activities like manufacturing, transporting and provide services or assembling activities or trading activities. So these all are the kinds of activities were engaged by an entity is known as company. This is the general meaning of the company. The next definition of company. A company can be defined as it is an artificial person created under law with perpetual succession and a common seal is known as company. So we can consider the company as a artificial person. Company is also a person, but it doesn't breathe. It is alive, but it is an artificial person. It is created under law. It means Companies Act of 2013. While formulating the company, we should follow all the procedures will provided in the Companies Act of 2013. There are 10 steps are there. While startup of a new business, we should follow those 10 steps. These provisions are provided in Companies Act of 2013. While formulating the company, we should follow all the steps were provided by the Companies Act of 2013. So we consider that the company is formulated under law or created under law with perpetual succession. It means continuous success. The main purpose of formulating of company or startup of new business is to earning of profit. It is the main purpose of every company, and having a common seal is known as company. So the company is defined as an artificial person created under law with perpetual succession and a common seal is known as a company. ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಕೃತಕ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಜನ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಅದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಲಾಭವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೀಲ್, ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್, ಸೈನನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಂಪನಿ? So we heard about public companies. I thought we heard about public companies. So what do you mean by public company? So the public company is defined under section 2 subsection 71 of the Companies Act of 2013. So it is not a private company. So public company, it is not a private company. It has a minimum share capital of 5 lakh rupees or such higher paid up capital as may be prescribed by public. It means public company is not a private company. It has share capital. So we know about the share capital in corporate accounting paper 1. So I thought classes already started. You learnt about the share capital. In public company, the minimum share capital of 5 lakh rupees or more than 5 lakh rupees is subscribed by only by the general publics. It means if a company having a 10 lakh rupees of share capital amount or 10 lakh rupees valued shares, the 5 lakh shares or more than 5 lakh rupees shares should purchased by the public. So this type of companies is known as public companies. So in this company they gave main preference to issue of shares to the public. Then another one type of company is private company. So according to section 2 subsection 68 of the Companies Act of 2013, the private company means the paid up capital of rupees 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh should not prescribed by public. It should be prescribed through any private organization. So it is known as private company. There is a rule. The private company must add the words private limited at the end of its name to recognize whether it is a private company or public company. They should add the word private limited at the end of its name. Example, if I am starting a new business, namely HPC, so it is the name of my company. So if it is a private company, I should add the word private limited at the end of my company name. So example, HPC private limited. So we observed any company at the end of its name they had PVT Ltd. It is known as private limited. So my company name is HPC private limited. If it is a public company, we should add the word public limited at the end of the name of a company. So it is known as private company. Then next, one person company. It is the new type of company. It is introduced under Companies Act of 2013. According to section 2 subsection 62 of the Companies Act of 2013, one person company means a company which has only one person as a member. So one person either is the owner, he is the director, he is the shareholder, he is the secretary, he is the everything to that company. So this type of company is known as one person company. In the one person company, there is only one member or one person will start up the business. So that the same person is the director, shareholder, secretary, everything to the company. So this type of company is known as one person company. The person who is starting the one person company, he should be the citizen of India and resident of India. So the citizen of India can start the any type of company. So at the same time he can start the one person company. Then next, privileges of one person company. Privilege in the sense advantage. So what are the main advantages in one person company? So it is exempted from preparing of cash flow statement. So the every company, every public company, private company, associated company, so either all type of companies should prepare the cash flow statement, but in one person company there is no need to preparing of cash flow statement. It is also a main advantages for the one person company. Then next advantage is its annual report may not be signed by company secretary. So compared to all other type of company like public company, private company, they should prepare the annual report. At the same time, the one person company also prepared the annual report, but there is no need of sign of a secretary to that on annual report. But in public company or private company or any other company, there should be a signed by the company secretary to the company's annual report. But in one person company there is no need of signing of secretary to the annual report, because there is only a one person. He is the member, he is the director, he is the secretary, he is the everything to that one person company. So that's why there is no need of sign of a secretary to the annual report of a company. Then next, it need not hold annual general meeting. In all other type of company there is a annual general meeting. In that meeting they will discuss about the what are the profit of a company or what are the loss of a company. So what is the reasons to earn a loss in that company, or what is the profit earned by the company, what are the major decisions should taken by the management to increase that profit in a company. So these all are the topic discussed or agendas discussed in the annual general meeting. But in one person company there is no need of conducting annual general meeting, because there is only one person. He will take the decision whether the company earn the profit, he will enjoy that profit. Whether company earn the loss, he will enjoy that loss. So that's why there is no need of annual general meeting, because in one person company he is the director, he is the member, he is the secretary, he is the everything to that company. So if a company earn the profit or earn the loss, he is the responsible for that both profit and loss. He is the person will enjoy the whether company earn the profit, or he should enjoy the whether company earn the loss. So that's why there is no need of annual general meeting. The next advantage is its financial statement can only signed by one person. Yes, obviously, because in one person company he is the member, he is the secretary, he is the shareholder, he is the director, he is the everything to the company. So that's why he is the person who can sign to the financial statement of an organization or a company. It is also an advantages to the one person company. Then next, it need not have more than one director. Obviously, name itself one person company is known as only the one person can be a director, member, shareholder, secretary or owner to that company. So at the same time there is no need of appointment of a new director. The person who starting the one person company, he is the director to that company. So it is also an advantage. So there is no need of appointment of any director or more than one director. So then next, there is no appointment of a director and there is no retirement of a director because of there is only one director. He is the person who is starting the business or a one person company. So these all are the main advantages of one person company. In today's classes, we discussed about meaning of a company, definition of a company, and three types of company. In the next classes, we discussed remaining types of companies. Thank you, dear students.